to Chamtrul Rinpoche. Good evening, and thank you, Bob, for everything you've done to make the evening possible. Where's Helen?
People are running late, aren't they? There's no discipline in this world. Good evening.
So my name's Joy. I'm just going to do a brief introduction to Chamtrul Rinpoche. Rinpoche is the third recognised reincarnation of Chamtrul Rinpoche from the Nyingma lineage and tradition, the oldest tradition in Tibetan Buddhism. He joined his monastery at 14 years old and continued his studies at Mardo Tachisholi Monastery, Katok Monastery and Narangal, where he completed his education under some of the most eminent masters of the 20th century. He has been awarded the title Khenpo twice, the title that is the equivalent to a Doctor of Buddhist Philosophy. Following his formal education, Rinpoche established a monastic college to serve as a centre of learning for his monks, dedicating many years to their training and education. He is widely recognised as a master scholar and practitioner with deep understanding of the Buddhist teachings on Sutra, Tantra and Sochen, attracting students and disciples from all around the world. When Rinpoche is not travelling the world giving precious Dharma, he resides in Dharamsala, India, where he founded the Bodhicitta Centre, a place that welcomes thousands of students annually to learn Dharma and receive guidance towards achieving inner peace and happiness. If you're interested in learning more about Rinpoche, his schedule, or the Bodhicitta Centre in India, I recommend visiting his website at chamtrul-rinpoche.com, which is on your prayer sheet. It has taken nearly a year of planning and effort to be here tonight, offering you the chance to experience Rinpoche's presence and listen to his profound teachings. But because Rinpoche always teaches on donation, we really do rely on his contributions to cover all the expenses of the tour. Flight tickets, visas, insurance, venue fees, living and travel expenses, food and other unforeseen costs, as well as to ensure we can return next year. There's a donation box and a QR code for online donations at the entrance. I'm politely asking you, please don't just walk past it and be as generous as you can. Tonight Rinpoche will share his insights on Dharma in daily life, which I hope will bring you great benefit and pleasure and many blessings. Please silence or switch off your mobile phones. From me.
Thank you, John.
First I'm going to do some prayer, just relaxed tone. Chamtrul
So
Medo time. Okay, we gather prayers, the four immeasurable Bodhicitta on English, 3 times only on the paper. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and others distant. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and other distant. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and other distant. Alright, so today we are going to talk about Dharma, how taking Dharma in everyday life. Dharma usually is Sanskrit language, as you know. Dharma literally in Tibetan we say chu, and from Sanskrit could become more than over 10 different kind of meaning, means as 10 aspect or 10 more from the one word of Dharma. And Dharma means sometimes can be meaning the phenomena or the object of knowledge. That also we used to be said Dharma. And then also sometimes Dharma means can be the path of liberation or the path of benefit to sentient beings. That's also another one meaning of the Dharma. And then another meaning is could be Dharma also can be the point of liberation or enlightenment, or beyond to the sorrow or the suffering. That's also one meaning. And then another meaning also Dharma. Sometimes Dharma means is Dharma text. You know, the sculptures, Buddha's speech, and the followers, the commentaries from Buddha's text. Both also we can say is Dharma, like Dharma book, Dharma text, we can say. And then Dharma also could become, the point meaning is the becoming for future, as a Dharma is the point for existent, will be coming, the becoming of the existent. And then another meaning also Dharma can be, Dharma means is certainty, point of the confidence or the perfect view, Dharma, without any doubt, point to the essential, ultimate point, nature and conventional truth, nature. So that means the certainty, we can say Dharma means also. And then lastly, the 10th meaning, Dharma can be also, its meaning is religious. Any religious, not only necessarily Buddhist, but any traditions of the religious also can use to be Dharma. So anyway, today we're going talking about Dharma in daily life. This Dharma is main point is today we're going talking more about of the path of the liberation, the path of the attainment, path of the realization. So in this way, as maybe most of you already know, when Buddha Shakyamuni Gautama become completely enlightenment, Buddhahood, entered the Bodhi tree on the of Vajra cross seed, which is in Bodhi Gaya. Then, after he enlightenment, the 7 weeks after his enlightenment, and then he start training the wheel of Dharma. This is Dharma. First, he taught the training wheel of Dharma in Saranata, the Four Noble Truth. And the second training, the main point is on the worship, the peak of worship mountain in Rajgarh in India. He taught the main subject is the Parajana Paramita, emptiness. And the thirdly, train in Dharma, main subject is from the sutra of like Buddha nature, and also common Tantra teachings. So totally is in brief we can say he taught more than over 84,000 collected the training wheel of Dharma. This all is actually Dharma, the sculpture Dharma, Buddha's speech Dharma. So these 84,000 training wheel of Dharma in briefly, this is an antidote to the of four or the three poisons. The afflictive emotion, the poison of anger, application to the antidote, the afflictive emotion of anger. Dharma could be application antidote to the of the afflictive emotion of ignorant, and could be antidote to the of the imprint of these three afflictive emotions or the poisons. So and anyway, among these Dharma today, I want a little bit to share you the path among the Four Noble Truths. The noble truth of suffering, the noble truth of origination of suffering, the noble truth of cessation of suffering, and the noble truth of the path of cessation. So why he divided into these four noble Dharma division into four truths? Because we don't want, nobody wants to be suffering. Everyone, if possible, sooner or later they want to be freedom from suffering. Since small insects or animals, realm beings, and up to upper fortune of human or God realm beings, same, they want to be freedom from suffering. That's very clear. Everyone. Usually samsara is with faults, with the result experiencing fully. The suffering is everywhere. Unfortunately, because this samsara composed or produced by the contaminated karma or action and conditioning by that of delusion, of afflictive emotions, or so on. So therefore, as the fully repent, the result, the aggregates of fully repent, the result is as suffering. That's why I mentioned Buddha, the Buddha mentioned the noble truth of suffering. So why we are in this samsara with suffering, even though we want to be freedom from suffering, but we haven't yet freedom because they depend some reason and then apparent about the unpleasant feeling, undesirable situation. So what is the cause condition about the suffering? The second noble truth, the noble truth of origination of suffering. What is the origination of suffering? Usually, suffering cannot be born causelessly. Suffering cannot be experiencing automatically. That's 100% sure, no possible. The result experiencing of the suffering must be depend to the cause and to the condition. But even if you believe suffering with the cause and condition, but cannot producing from the wrong cause and the wrong condition, that is not possible. Which meant is the result experiencing of the sufferings must be dependent to the similar cause and the similar condition. Cannot producing wrong cause and the wrong condition. That not only the suffering, but any kind aspect of any kind of the fruits fully represents the result must be composed to depend to the similar cause, similar condition. Cannot producing from wrong cause and wrong condition. The reason because is every phenomena appearances of the result can have followed depend to the natural rule of cause and effect. So that's why suffering also comes from to the similar cause and similar condition. Now questions, what is the similar cause and similar condition of suffering? There's various different kind aspects possible, but in briefly we can divide it into two. One, the origination of contaminated karma. Karma is a Sanskrit language, but literally in Tibetan, le. Le means is, on English literally, could be action. Action or active or activity. Action must be depend to the motive. Motive means motivation. Person's motivation. People's mind. Action. Without motivation, there's no possibilities arising the action. So usually we also enact day and night. Since we grow up, full of our life, we go in day and night in act. Be physically, acting in verbally from speech, and we go in actions, better of mentally. That's we know clearly. But the action, some is good, some action is not good, some action is neutral, which means is action we can divide into three. One, positive action, one, negative action, and one is neutral action or equanimity. So no matter what kind we're going to enact, but both are positive or negative or neutral action. That is, we say, contaminated action or contaminated karma. That is one, the cause and the substantial cause of the suffering of samsara. Why has happened many problems in this samsara? Because we are always related to the of contaminated action. especially if we unfortunately accumulated the negative action. That is, but the negative action could be collecting about non-merits. If too strong the accumulated of non-merits, but the negative action over and over, finally, if we cannot find the antidote, or we cannot purifications enough, if pass away, and then unfortunately this better negative action could become leading us unfortunate any of three lower realms, and therefore unfortunately if born in the hell realm and mainly suffering with the heat and cold, if unfortunately we born in the hungry ghost realms, mainly suffering with hungry and thirsty, if unfortunately born in the animal realms, mainly suffering with of mental stupidity, blindness, mind, and suffering with to eating each other, to kill each other, and some animals having the freedom under by the force of human beings. So that is unfortunate lower realm beings most chance of unfortunately suffering, experiencing the suffering of suffering, because as it formed the misdeed karma, the negative action. And then not always, of course, on negative action. We have chance also many times accumulation of merits, be physically, be verbally, be mentally. Means is action in positive karma, that we can say Sanskriti. If enough we accumulated loads of merits with positive action, enough discipline, morality, conduct, supreme ethics, and on top enough strong wish, aspiration, prayer, dedicate for free for lower realm birth, and aspiration, prayers, and dedicate to reborn higher fortune in the human or God realm and no life, good life. So when completed, the projection needed, the positive karma, the positive action is enough strong, and the achieving condition, better favorable condition, aspiration, dedication, wish, enough intention to free lower realm and reborn higher, and then could become born in this fortune upper realm, in human realm, God realm, demigod God realm. So in this way, we understand the suffering is more chance in the unfortunate lower realm, and the suffering of the suffering of change experiencing more chance will be experiencing in this upper fortune in the human and the God realm. And then there's another one suffering, all pervasive suffering. So all pervasive suffering is actually the basics, the fundamental of the first two suffering. But even though if born in the fortune of God of form realm and the God of formless realm, that is the peak of the existence, is the samsara, the top of samsara. They have no physical body anymore, but they mentally, with the meditation concentration, by the immovable karma or unmutable action, leading to the reborn in the higher fortune or peak of existence, God of peak existence. But there are more chance to experiencing the suffering of all pervasive suffering. So therefore, is in bottom of the hell realm beings up to of God of peak of existence beings are connected. to the faults or the suffering of the samsara. So therefore is why is samsara with the suffering? Because it depends to the contaminated karma, even positive karma, even neutral karma. Still is the result is as contaminated because it's samsara. But now the questions further, why are we creating in contaminated karma or contaminated actions? These contaminated or action or karma also very much connected or depend to the or motive. I mentioned you motivation. Motivation, particularly we can say emotionally. Delusion, we can say delusion. That's why Buddha Shakyamuni mentioned the noble truth of the suffering. There's two, the noble truth of the origination of suffering. There's two divisions mentioned you. One, the origination of karma. That's what I just mentioned to you. What means karma, and why we created karma? Because it depends to the noble truth, the origination of delusion. The second aspect, the origin of suffering, which is delusion. So delusion means is actually afflictive emotion, disturbing emotion, mind, negative emotion, mind, like desire, anger, and the emotion of ignorance, jealousy, harmful thought, harming mind. So this kind of all is actually could become the delusion that we can say the origination of the karma. Karma is the origination of the result of suffering. So karma is the substantial cause to the suffering, and the delusion is the excuse me. The delusion is the condition for perform about the result. So now in this case, it is possible to stop the suffering. It is possible, can we change of suffering? 100% sure it's possible. Everybody, we can have potential power. Sooner or later will be freedom from the fully repent the result of this suffering. We can one day can ceasing, can stop. Well, it's possible. That's very possible. So the why is the cessation, that means the noble truth of cessation, is 100% sure it's possible. The reason why, because is the both of the three types of different kind of the actions, contaminated karma is originated by the interdependently, especially dependent to the of the delusion. But delusion is not a same nature of our mind. Desire is not our mind nature. Anger is not our mind nature. Our mind nature is not ignorant. Our mind nature is not jealousy, hatred, harmful thought, or so on. I mean, invariably, the afflictive emotion, disturbing emotion, this all is not one nature of our mind. That's totally is apparent best circumstantially and separately. So in this case, what is the definition of our mind? In Sanskrit, it says Sukhatangarva or Tathagatangarva, and that we say Buddha nature. Buddha nature pervasive equally for everyone. The nature of any being's mind nature is pervading impartially by the Buddha nature. In this way, now, what is the definition of Buddha nature? What is ground nature of our mind definition? We can say unborn emptiness, like space. Mind nature, one aspect is we can say emptiness, like space. That's we say Dharma sphere, the reality, the true nature. But doesn't mean is our mind nature is like space, means is, it doesn't mean is totally is nothingness. Doesn't mean totally zero. So then what means is our mind nature is as emptiness. If not, means it's like space, something else, which means is the clarity or the luminosity or luminescence is as the essential point of our mind nature. So our mind nature is the union, these two, clarity and emptiness, inseparability, totally unity of clarity and emptiness. That is the definition of Buddha nature. So your mind nature, my mind nature, small insect, animals, mind nature, and up to holy person, Arya beings, Arhat beings, or Buddha beings. Buddha's mind nature definition is totally the same, one test. There's no difference. So this reality, mind nature, is sense from beginningless, but spontaneously related or existent to the your mind nature. So this is the main potential power for enlightenment, for virtuous mind. When we are raising compassion, loving kindness, there's no Buddha nature, there's no chance of raising compassion, love, no possible. No matter what kind of level, compassion, love, or the pure motivation, or the positive emotion, all these emotions are related to the Buddha nature, the potential, the power. So therefore we can learning, we can studying, we can training on mind, on the compassion and love and wisdom. We can progress very beginning limited seed, compassion, love, wisdom into of a limitless way. So that means is everyone we can have the potential power for enlightenment, for freedom of suffering, for free of the contaminated karma and delusions, so on. So therefore our mind nature is primordially pure, since beginningless pure. That's why we say already all sentient beings' mind nature is as Buddha. That's already, Buddha means enlightenment, already primordially. Then if primordially our mind nature is as pure, and then why is happened the problem in this samsara, mention you noble truth of suffering? The problems not from Buddha nature. The problems from the obscuration of the Buddha nature. What is obscuration? Invariably obscuration of ignorant, obscuration of a delusion, and sometimes we say obscuration of a contaminated action, karma. So these were so when obscured to the mind nature is sense from beginningless when we born in this samsara with ignorant. Ignorant means is misconception, mistake, or misunderstanding. That is born to the ignorant. So now, what we should to do? How could we can avoid about delusion and karma, suffering? If you can avoid the obscuration of ignorant, and then we can free the obscuration of delusion. If we can free from delusion, and then we can free from contaminated karma. If you can free from the contaminated karma, and then finally we can freedom from the suffering of the samsara. That's the logic. So in this case now we understand the suffering depends to the karma, contaminated karma, Contaminated karma depends to the delusion. Delusion means the root is ignorant. Ignorant is as the root of delusion. So not only the way, if you want to completely freedom, the faults of the suffering samsara, completely if you want to achievement, will be achievement instead of ultimate peace, ultimate enjoyment, and that's only the way you need to stop of the ignorant. That's very clear. But now questions are how could we gain freedom from the ignorant, the misconception, misunderstanding. The opposite is antidote to the ignorant. What is the opposite of misunderstanding? It's understanding. We have to, should be to, has to be understood. What do we need to understand? The reality of your mind nature, of Buddha. You should first listen this kind of teaching to do collective the wisdom of hearing wisdom clearly, listen. And the second, contemplation, to focus on the reflection of the world of the hearing wisdom, which means it's wisdom of contemplation. So wisdom contemplation is the chance, opportunity to judge. You can judge what you hear from hearing wisdom. It is true or not. Follow the perfect logic, follow the perfect reasoning, and you should use on your excellent investigations, analyze. Has to be analyzed which is cause and condition for suffering, which is the antidote to the cause and condition of the suffering. Clearly, no mistake, follow the valid cognition if you are logicians. And finally, you can form the pure view, certainty view, authentic view. Means confidence is coming for you. Means trusting faith is born from perfect logic and perfect reasoning, from hearing wisdom, from contemplation wisdom. And then when you found the certainty view, authentic view to your mind nature, the reality mind nature, then what should you do? Thirdly, we need to collect the meditation wisdom. Not enough only hearing wisdom and contemplation wisdom. These two wisdom is first step. Even you hear enough the contemplation enough clearly, but still cannot stop the afflictive emotion, cannot stop about the contaminated karma. So therefore we need to train your mind, practice, meditate on your conviction and the certainty, the pure view from hearing wisdom, from contemplation wisdom. That is, we say, wisdom of meditation. You need to meditate. So meditation means has to be more familiarity about your view. Meditation means has to be habituated about your experiences, about true nature of your mind, unborn emptiness, and essential of luminosity. The union means the Buddha nature, union of the clarity, emptiness, become more habituated, become more familiarity by your experiencings, by the power of your meditation. So meditating could become two. One, post meditation. One is equipoise meditation. So equipoise meditation means is like sitting with meditation posture, be physically relaxed, rest on the flexible, comfortable, and especially the red meditation posture. And from verbally, just silent and breathing naturally. And then from mentally, your mind is just one-pointedly relaxed or resting on the state, the nature of your mind. Definition mention you, clarity and empty nature. Just as much possible, one-pointedly relaxed on the state mind of nature without any perception, without any thought, which is a non-conceptuality, meditation concentration, resting on the mind, on one's own mind nature, without any concepts, without any perception, without the three spheres, even object of your, without the sphere object of your meditation, without the subject of your meditation, even without the perception of action itself of meditation, just relaxed. If possible, I mean, not easy, but as slowly is coming. If you do meditate, that means post-meditation. The equipoise meditation. And then as the second meditation is post-meditation. Post-meditation means is not one-pointedly just resting on the nature, Dharma sphere without any concepts, but walking time, talking time, sitting time, sleeping time, eating time. So any times, that times is a focus. Everything's are apparent like a magic illusion. Everything's good or bad, happy or unhappy, suffering or whatever appearances on your perception, you should trust, which is like illusion, like magic illusion. Because phenomena appearances are originated by the interdependently. If you understand the phenomena appearance by the interdependently, that means cannot be apparent by itself inherently. Because it's arising appearances by the interdependently, not by independently. So this is the cannot. If can something apparent by independently, then must be thus truly existent, inherently, substantially. But cannot found any one single, even atoms, cannot be existent by the independently not. Even a sense small of the particles, atoms, up to of the Mount Meru or the moon and sun, galaxies, everything are originated by the interdependently. If you understand true phenomena apparent by interdependently, therefore the nature is unborn, emptiness. Doesn't mean empty nature means nothingness, because appearance is illusory, very clear. That means illusion, like dream. When you're dreaming, is true according to the ultimately? No, dream is as dream, not true. And then totally is thus wrong, means is zero, like a non-existent? No, because everyone can have dream experiencing. Then what means? This is illusion. Mind deluded or mind deluded. So dream is experiencings are arising by the interdependently. Similarly, at the daytimes, no more. Whatever comes on your mind perception or whatever comes arising phenomena are also like illusory. So that means if you can first understanding, secondly, if you can experiencing, and thirdly, if you can meditate one-pointedly on this illusorily, that means post-meditation. So these two, post-meditation and ultimately the ultimate, the nature meditation, equipoise meditation, these two is finally only different aspect, but one nature. But very beginning is different. One is post-meditation, one is equipoise meditation. So anyway, going this way, if you train your mind, and then slowly will be freedom from the afflictive emotion, or gradually will be freedom of the obscuration of ignorant, the misconception, misunderstanding. Less and lesser and lesser the obscuration of ignorant, and the progress more further about your wisdom, your knowledge, the intelligent, the description, wisdom, mind will be. And then finally, not only will be progress about your wisdom, but finally you will be realization, one's own mind nature, by the power of your own primordial wisdom. Finally, so when will be directly when will be recognized or when will be realized the true nature of your mind by yourself. That means is completely you will be freedom from the obscuration of the ignorant. You stopped ignorant, completely ceasing the ignorant. There's no chance anymore left. Only your mind is completely awake up from the obscuration of delusion. Your mind is completely become on qualities of discriminative wisdom, primordial wisdom. Because you having realized the true nature of your mind directly by your primordial wisdom, then no chance still remains continuously the obscuration of delusion and ignorant no. So therefore is when you will be freedom from the obscuration of ignorant, and then you will be freedom the obscuration of delusion. Then no chance comes normal ordinary anger, desire, attachment, ignorance, jealousy, hatred, harmful thought. So all these ordinary emotion will be ceasing or stopping. That means it's noble truth of cessation. It's 100% true. It's possible. If when we freedom from obscuration of ignorance and delusion, and then we will be freedom the obscuration of contaminated karma. Mentioned to you just contaminated karma. Means you will be freedom from ordinary action. Freedom from ordinary action. Doesn't mean totally there's no left any action. Still extraordinary action is continuously going. Ordinary action is transforming into or change into extraordinary action. That we call it, say, uncontaminated karma. Ordinary action is contaminated karma. Extraordinary action is uncontaminated karma. So, uncontaminated karma means action is because dependent to the pure wisdom and dependent to the pure motivation, compassion only. Ordinary action is dependent to the delusion and ignorant. So therefore, ordinary the birth in this samsara haven't yet freedom. Where we will be born, when we will be born, how we will be born, all is, the answer is depend to one's own contaminated action, karma, and conditions depend to one's own emotion. Emotion means delusion, afflicted, obscuration, delusion. So therefore, ordinary rebirth is no freedom. That's why everyone is unfortunately is connected to the suffering of the samsara. And extraordinary means freedom, where when will be born, how to born. Because freedom from delusion, they are freedom from the contaminated karma. The freely born means is from wisdom and the compassion only. Their compassion and their wisdom is as the cause condition how we born in samsara. But why they will be continuously born in this samsara, even necessarily? Because benefit to sentient beings, going to benefit other sentient beings, themselves completely freedom from ignorant delusion, karma, and suffering. But he or her, the enlightenment being's heart is full of compassion and wisdom. So therefore, they can enact. This action is not the contaminated action. That's uncontaminated action. That is Bodhisattvas, noble beings, Arya beings activity. But peaceful activity, encouraging activity, magnetizing activity, even sometimes apparent is wrathful activity. going to benefit other sentient beings. But no matter which kind of actions, but the root is from compassion and wisdom. That's extraordinary action, and extraordinary rebirth. So, and therefore, as a Dharma now, we're going Dharma in everyday life. How this kind of the path of Dharma. And briefly is the union of compassion and wisdom. That is real Dharma. The actual definition Dharma. So many the different kind of way we can explanations, but in briefly the essence is the essential of Dharma is wisdom and the compassion. Pure wisdom and the great compassion. That is Dharma, main Dharma. So therefore, is a Dharma in everyday life means is everyday try your mind, you just focus or training on wisdom, no mistake. What you should to do, should not to do. You have to be distinguished clearly by your wisdom, by your knowledge, by your one's analytical analyze, investigating to know what should to do, what should not to do. If you do this, it's good, maybe temporarily, but it's ultimately not good. Or if you do this and temporarily not that much good, but it's ultimately is good. If you do this, maybe both good, or maybe neither, both not good. So these the four possibilities are actions from body, speech, and mind. Four possibilities. How we could distinguish, how could we know these four possibilities? That's up to you, depending on your wisdom. That means we need wisdom. The pure wisdom, means unmistaking, the wisdom. But the unmistaken wisdom, by your wisdom, has to be no. So the best one is, of course, is the four possibilities. In the moments, good, temporarily good, and ultimately also further good for ours. That's the best one. Should to do it without any doubt. And the second best one is temporarily, maybe is you feel not that much helpful or useful, not that much benefit, but ultimately, future is progress, comes to you, the goodness, finally, and that's the second best. And the third one, temporarily good, if you enact from body, your speech is something you feel also is, oh, that's good, next I should to do, but temporarily good, but ultimately harming you yourself. Finally, harming will be harming to you. That's the third one, possibilities. And the fourth, the last one, the possibilities, most of the worst. One is worse, one is both not good. Temporarily also not good if you enact, be physically, verbally, mentally in this action, and then temporarily also harming to each other, and ultimately in the future also harming both. That's the most of the worst one. So try the first one. If not, second one. Least not the last two. So try. That means is by your depend on your wisdom. You can distinguish this which one, these four possibilities. What are you doing? What are you thinking? What is your plan? What is your purpose? What is your goal? What is your daily life? What is essence of your life? What is the human value? So many questions, right? But if you can distinguish by your wisdom these four possibilities, and then you start to train your mind in the real essence of a human, and real the human value, the authentic. You can change. Can choose the right way. You can block. You can avoid the wrong way. But unfortunately, many ordinary beings yet not enough wake up from the ignorant, from the misconception, from misunderstanding. So therefore, that means not enough progress about he or her wisdom. So therefore, we need to collect it about hearing wisdom, contemplation wisdom, and then training mind, meditation wisdom. And then your wisdom, by mentally is progress, and then ignorance is decreasing, obscuration, ignorance is decreasing. So therefore, is the wisdom is why is one essential the path of enlightenment or Dharma in daily life. And not enough only wisdom, and then on top, of course, compassion. Pure motivation, compassion, very important. Compassion, the great compassion. In the text, Buddha would say, even if you cannot do benefit other sentient beings, at least never ever do not harming no one. If you can commitments, promise in your heart, and the bottom of your heart, if you keep, that's the sign, start progress about your compassion and your love, kindness, the motivation. This comes to you. So this we need. So these two is the main point, how training in everyday, your mind with Dharma taking in everyday life. Means is wisdom and compassion, the union of wisdom and compassion in everyday life. That means Dharma taking in everyday life. If taking in everyday Dharma in everyday everyday in your life, that means is you have chance everyday progress about your happiness, enjoyment, and will be decreasing spontaneously the opposite, the contrary, the suffering, the misdeed, unpleasant feeling, anxiety, mental depression, mental sick, ill. So these kind of all the obstacles will be decreasing. Like waxing moon, the lunar calendar. First day is totally is darkness. And the second day, third day, is little light is coming. And then gradually every day is progress of the white color means the light, and spontaneously decreasing about part of the darkness. And what is lunar? And the fifth lunar is totally full moon. There's no left any part of darkness. That means is your mind is, if you in Dharma in everyday life, if you taking in everyday life, means compassion and wisdom. If you training your mind on wisdom, pure compassion every day, slowly we can't say in this 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, even 1 year, completely like full moon like. It's depends on, but generally, but gradually, slowly, step and step progress about your qualities, at the same time simultaneously decreasing about of the obstacles and the faults, So therefore, that's why how important Dharma in everyday life. So that means is that the noble truth of cessation, stopping is coming. First, just least can stop the suffering. At least first you can stop falling unfortunate low realm, hell realm, hungry ghost, animal realms. That means you will be freedom. The suffering in the hell realm, hungry ghost, animal realm. That's you guaranteeing. And then further practice meditate with this wisdom, compassion, and then even finally you can freedom suffering, the suffering of change in of upward fortune and the suffering of human realm, God realm. And the end, finally you will be also completely freedom, even the suffering of all pervasive suffering from even the God or form realm, formless realm, being suffering. Means is beyond to the samsara. Means you will be liberated. We will be liberated from suffering of samsara, because we freedom from ignorant, because we free from the contaminated karma. So therefore we will be freedom, the result of the samsara, the suffering of samsara. That means enlightenment being. You are become enlightenment. Your mind is completely, naturally already we are enlightenment, because Buddha nature. But conventionally yet not, because obscured by the delusion. So therefore is a gradually practice with the wisdom, compassion, and act every day of Dharma in all your life. And then is finally you will be completely enlightenment. Your mind is freedom from the suffering and the cause of suffering. That means is noble truth of cessation. So noble truth session is depend to the noble truth of path. This path is today our topic is the Dharma in every day. Dharma taking in within every day of your life. That means is training in the path of noble truth. So and therefore that's how important for everyone. So maybe some of you could become completely enlightenment in this life, in this Sangha life, even not. But still is because we believe reincarnation. Our life is not only one time. Life is born from past life and will be reborn again future life. The reincarnation. Everyone we are reincarnated. So in this case, even though we cannot enough time to completely enlightenment in this life, but if you training on the focus, pure wisdom and pure compassion, your activities, main motivations is on the wisdom, pure compassion, and then sooner or later will be enlightenment is coming. So therefore, it's because next life, maybe another, maybe 6, maybe 10, hundreds, maybe lives, but anyway, no matter how it takes long, it's important. First beginning is enter into the path of liberation with wisdom and compassion. If not, if you doesn't care, if you don't start into the actual path with wisdom and compassion, only is you enter into the path of ignorant delusion and contaminated karma as usual, then it's as usual. We are born again and again, wandering in this samsara very foolishly. But unfortunately, it's sometimes, if not going well, and that falling in the unfortunate low realm also possible. Because reincarnation is this time human being, next time again is human or upper fortune. This is one possible. And this life is a human being, but immediate next rebirth is non-human being. Also possible. So in this life, from this life is a non-human being, but immediate next rebirth has become fortune and human beings also possible. So the 4 possibilities, the reincarnation means it doesn't mean always same one life, same that, so different. Because it depends to the projection karma and achieving the condition. So projection karma is good. Achieving condition is good before the approaching dissolution death, and then 100% next rebirth is higher fortune, good rebirth. But projection karma is wrong, and achieving condition is also wrong, and then is the result, immediate next rebirth also not perfect, So therefore, right now is the time, good time, not late, we have as a right time, not too late. Because when you understand the natural rule karma of cause and effect, when you agree, want to training on the pure wisdom and pure compassion, and then easily your previous misdeed karma, all this could become the imprint of previous misdeed karma could become purification. Negative is fully negative, but one good qualities only, which is chance, opportunity, have purification. Negative karma, the misdeed action, they gave you one good chance to purifications. So that means in purifications anytime is possible. So therefore it's not late, So not too late. So the right time now. So try. So now how going to purification? Again, in Dharma in act. Dharma in everyday life. Means is compassion and wisdom. These two is as main method for purification. Wisdom, compassion is as main method for true collection, wisdom and merits. And wisdom and compassion is as a substantial cause condition for enlightenment. And the wisdom, compassion is as main method, attitude to benefit each others. So therefore, compassion and wisdom is unmistaking Dharma. So training in every day like this way. Of course, if you go into detail, And that is Dharma make you confusing sometimes. Dharma text is very, very big, very large, very vast, extensive. But in briefly, it's wisdom and compassion. These two is the essential. So therefore, Buddha says, I show you. He says, he show you. I show you the path of liberation. Could can liberate sooner or later? Up to you, depend up to you. Means is if you if you don't start, enact about wisdom and compassion, if you doesn't care, and Buddha cannot do more than just show you the point, the path of liberation. But if you start interest and trust, because we need faith, Buddha's teaching, but faith is not blindness faith. No mistake. Trusting faith. Trusting faith comes from your wisdom, your knowledge, one's own understanding, perfect judgment, perfect of analyze, and then comes the certainty, confidence is born, and then trust is coming. That times, so trusting faith is the main method, Blindness faith is no logic, no reasoning. Sometimes could be true, sometimes cannot be true. It's a mistake. Blind faith. So Buddha says, I'll show you the path. Liberate or not depend on you. On you means on your wisdom, on your motivation, your own trusting faith. Therefore, if you can train your mind on the trusting faith comes, and then you are your master. You are your protector. Buddha says, you are the master of yourself. What other master could there be do? Through coming yourself alone, you found a master, hard to find. Final master, yourself is your master. Yourself is as your protector. Yourself is as your refuge object. You yourself is as your responsibility is by yourself. That is means, But beginning we are ignorant, so need somebody knowledgeable, achievement, experienced, like enlightenment beings, compassionate wisdom. They want to guide us, leading us, introduce to us, explain to us, description to us. And then after he completely explained, and then up to you. You can accept this or you rejecting, or this or you just leave through our way. That's depend up to you. So cannot do more than just explanations to us, So therefore Dharma, I mentioned there's so many meanings, but just and probably the two. One is protection, one is remedy, in Tibetan, chu and gyop. Chu means is to change, has to be changed. Chu means remedy. Gyop means is protection, refuge or protector. So Dharma can be these two qualities. One is protection, one is of remedy. What do we need to remedy means? We need to change something. What do we need to change? The origination of the suffering, we need to change. What is the origination? I'll mention you, delusion and contaminated karma. We need to change from contaminated karma, change into uncontaminated karma. And we need to change the afflictive emotion, negative emotion, disturbing emotion, delusion mind or ignorant mind, change into primordial pure wisdom. At least from negative emotion first change into positive emotion. So how could we can change it? That the Dharma can change. The Dharma have power, the change. And then change, and then is a protection. If you can be Dharma, training your mind in Dharma in daily life, and then is gradually is change your negative emotion and gradually change your contaminated action, negative action, change into positive or so on. finally contaminated karma change into the uncontaminated. So if the origination of the delusion and origination of karma is can change by the Dharma, and then that is protection. Now Dharma can protect you, give you refuge. What does give you refuge? You get refuge. You get final protection, because we don't want suffering in this samsara. We want to be freedom from suffering if possible. So finally you will be liberated the suffering of samsara, better training your mind on the wisdom and compassion of Dharma. So therefore Dharma can be protection, Dharma can be of the remedy to your mind, wrong perception and wrong actions. So Dharma means, so therefore Dharma in taking in every day. Your life, try as much possible. And then doesn't mean you need big changes. Externally, you don't need change. You are as usual. What are you doing? Your normal life, livelihood. But mentally is your motivation and your knowledge, your wisdom. It's big changes. So therefore is you found the way to enlightenment comes to you. So that is today, just in briefly, or that follow the title is Dharma and act everyday life. I agree? Do you understand? Yes, I believe you understand. So, and try, keep something on this world. If you interest, if you feel that is something important, if it's true, and try. Mind is, focus on more wisdom and compassion. That is Dharma. No matter you are traditional, non-traditional, Buddhist or non-Buddhist. Anyway, it's wisdom and compassion is the protection and the remedy for everyone equally, I'm sure. But unfortunately, the problems are lacking about these two qualities. Sometimes both. No wisdom, no compassion. Sometimes it's a little bit wisdom comes, but no compassion. Some is very compassionate, but lack knowledge, wisdom, and doesn't work. So therefore we need both, wisdom and compassion. That's in everyday life. Okay, so anybody, if you have any questions, we're going to little bit question answers. Anyone? If you have any questions?
That was beautiful, thank you. Thank you.
May I ask, Rinpoche, you said about achieving liberation in this lifetime being a possibility. I'm going to ask about karma now. So actually, negative actions lead to negative consequences. How does regret, how can you change it in this lifetime? I'm thinking of somebody extreme like Milarepa, who was a mass murderer, yet in his lifetime was able to achieve liberation. How can one change such dramatic actions in one lifetime?
This also actually depend on your patience, depend on your effort, depend your faith, also depend to your karmic connection. So not everyone same. So Milarepa can have a good karmic connection, and he is a very effortful person, diligence, we know, and therefore is in the one Sangha life. Milarepa was enlightenment. Not Milarepa is just famous one, an example, but so many hundreds, thousands practitioners. One Sangha life can be enlightenment. Especially of dependent to your lineage, also very much the capacities, like tantric lineage, Vajrayana lineage, great perfection, Dzogchen lineage, Mahamudra. So on this kind of all is a shortcut, skillful method. That means it's one single life. They can have the method to enlightenment. If you are this kind of capabilities, I mean, So therefore it's depend. But if not this kind of capability, the vessel, the practitioners, and then takes long to be enlightenment. Sometimes even for completely enlightenment takes, means after you entering into the path of accumulation, but takes as 3 numberless eons, kalpas, and then maybe you feel that's very long, too long. I cannot enter into the path for enlightenment for 3 numberless eons. This is too much, you say. But then my question is, then what should you can do more than something during 3 numberless eons if you not enter into the path of enlightenment? Then you understand we are wandered in this samsara not only during the 3 numberless eons. We are wandered in this samsara from beginningless time, means countless times. Countless during the while of countless kalpas, not 3 numberless kalpas, countless. So therefore, and if you doesn't start entering into the path of enlightenment, and then how long future also further we are wandering in this samsara? Endlessly. Not only 3 numberless eons. So therefore, as you see, compare from beginningless and endless, and then is 3 numberless eons is very short for enlightenment. Because you said this is too long for me. Okay, then what you can do more than something during these 3 numberless eons? Someone already entered into the path of enlightenment of 3 numberless eons, and after 3 numberless will be when there will be enlightenment after 3 numberless eons, but you are still very ordinary way there. Then start beginning, you already 3 numberless eons led, right, to enlightenment. The other one already enlightenment. Like for example, Shakyamuni Buddha, Gautama Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha. He completely enlightenment, Buddhahood, 2,600 years ago already. But we are still wandering in this samsara, But what we did during his 3 numberless eons was accumulated merits and wisdom. But we say, oh, that's too much. I cannot. So what we did then during this, he already enlightenment after 3 numberless eons. But we after 3 numberless eons, still with the ignorant delusion, karma, and the result of suffering. So you see, in this case, is anyway important is to try first fifth step into the red path to enlightenment. Sooner or later will, coming enlightenment. But if you doesn't move, if you doesn't start, and then it's very, very far distant to enlightenment. But anyway, sooner or later, naturally meant is everyone one day will be enlightenment. The reason, because the seed of enlightenment is already sown. Naturally, primordially for everyone. But our seed enlightenment is very dry seed. Therefore, seedling takes time. Depend. Some Buddha nature is the same, but the seed of Buddha nature is the same. But the quality is the same, but still is dependent the condition. So therefore, it's very dry. Some is already is the conditions enough, like the dry seed is width of the fertilizer or the temperature or something. Is everything at the time is then is the shoots start and germinating, seedling, and the fruits is coming, enlightenment. If you doesn't start to collect about the favorable conditions and dry seed always, kalpas. But anyway, seed is a seed, will be germinate one day. So therefore, Buddha nature is seed, enlightenment. So therefore, one day will be germinating seed. But don't waiting to one day very long. Right now to collect the favorable condition of wisdom and compassion. That is like fertilizer and temperature, like wisdom and compassion. This is the condition for shoots arising from Buddha nature. Yeah, like this. Anyone? Anybody have another questions?
Well, if I may ask again.
Yeah.
Or talk again. So, if one has good intentions, one wants to lead a wholesome life, and be kind, compassionate, patient, but momentarily one loses it, gets angry and then regrets it. How can that cancel out the negativity of the action?
Actually, you need to protect your previous virtues, action. If you don't know how to protect, and then yes, it will be loose again and again. But if you know how to protect your previous virtues with the three excellent, and then there's never disturb, never destroy. Excellent with three excellent, any practice with the three excellent, that's the protection of your virtue. First, the excellent is a beginning motivation with the compassion, love or bodhicitta. That's the first beginning motivation, excellent. The second excellent is the maintain during the while of your main practice. Maintain, that times without distraction of negative emotion or something is the disturbing emotion or the wrong perception. Just focus on the of ultimate true nature and the conventional true nature. Something during the while of your session, your practice. So this is the second excellent main practice without the distraction. And then the third excellent is the end of conclusion, the dedication. The third excellent is the end of your session, should not forget to do dedication. So these three excellent is always any practice, maybe one session with three excellent. Or maybe it's a whole day practice with three excellent. Or 1 week with three excellent. So on, so on. Anyway, if your practice with three excellent, that's protection. Will never destroy, even you're very angry, deeply from heart to sentient beings, but cannot destroy your this previous virtue, because the protection enough strong of the three excellent is main protection, so good cannot. But not only just protect, but good can progress and multiple the virtue day and night, even you sleeping, but your virtue is progress because you have this three excellent. So therefore, it's chance you have slowly become progress and decreasing about the opposite or so on. But many people, unfortunately, even their interest to practice, but they doesn't have enough the protection of the three excellent. So therefore, because beginning motivation they're not excellent, and the main terms also not one pointedly focus on this without distraction, not excellent, and the end also the conclusion not dedication prayer not pure, and that is without missing of these three excellent fully or one, and then not strong. Virtue is a virtue will bring result to happiness, enjoyment, good, but as you mentioned, if very deeply anger, upset from your heart to somebody can destroy your previous the positive karma without of the three excellent then. So therefore important need to protect with three excellent, and then it's progress further. Yeah.
I'm going to persist because here in the West we come from traditions where people brought up in Christianity, let's say, they recite prayers and they don't really believe in them. So maybe they come to something like Buddhism and they go through the actions of the three excellent qualities, good in the beginning, good in the middle, good at the end. But if they don't fully immerse themselves, is there any benefit in those three excellences? If they don't fully believe in the motivation, if they don't fully practice the...
No, actually, it first need to be understood. That is, no matter Western, Eastern, traditional, non-traditional, Buddhist, Christianity, Muslim or Jewish, no matter. That's not the matter. The matters should to be understood or not, understand or not, very logically, very reasonably, or very perfect logic through the perfect reasoning, and once analyze, as analytical, authentic, the investigations, authentic of the knowledge, the judgment to be understood. That is, if you understand it, everyone agree, accept, they want, they trust. And then faith is coming. This faith is a trusting faith, not religious faith. Totally different.
Sure.
Religious faith is, some have logic, some no logic. Almost 80-90% not depend to the logic. But this kind of faith is we're talking is a trusting faith is from the 100% born from perfect logic, perfect reasoning. So therefore, no matter Christianity or Buddhist or Muslim, but if you are logicians, that's the question. If you are logicians, and then chance, everyone can judge, can check, research, to form a perfect view, perfect reasoning. And perfect view comes, and then is trusting is coming. Trusting faith comes, and that is the three excellent is become pure. Without trusting, how can be excellent? Because the very beginning bodhicitta means is the beginning pure motivation. I want to do attitude benefit all mother sentient beings. Therefore, as soon as possible, I want to enlightenment because benefit sentient beings. But if you have no trust in faith, then just mocking word, it does not make sense. Just mocking word. If with a doubt, that means not excellent. So therefore, main practice also there's no conviction, no certainty, and then just habit, just culture. That's culturalism, not really of the trusting faith, So therefore, not excellent.
Okay.
And the end dedication also, if you not trust, if not enough trust, means is only blindness faith. Maybe, like I do dedicate, maybe means question is there. So maybe not. So means doubt. So not excellent. So excellent is from pure view, pure logic, pure reasoning. First, hearing wisdom, contemplation wisdom, and then is collected meditation training wisdom with three excellent. So three excellent is first after hearing contemplation wisdom enough, and then is during the training of collective of meditation wisdom. That times must be addressing the three excellent, the pure excellent comes. So therefore it's anywhere important to have to be understanding. Understanding is that's the way, the real view, real practice. If not understand, always with doubt. Even the moment you have very strong faith, but blindness faith. So therefore, it's like the two plates in the cook in the kitchen. One is sugar, one is salt. And the cook didn't introduce to you, and by yourself, you don't know so much very well this difference, both same very, and then you want salt, or maybe you want sugar, but you have doubt which one you put your bowl, So maybe somebody says, "Oh, this is sugar." Okay, maybe true, maybe not. Still, maybe they misexplain to you. So therefore, yourself you need to judge, check first, research. Must be. Because yet not born trust in faith, because you're not sure these two plates both is the same, looks like. So then which was sugar, which was sweet, you don't know, right? So therefore you have no power, you have no confidence, you have no courage to put one spoon on this soup. You have no courage, very doubt, uncomfortable, right? So therefore now you must be pay yourself test. Okay, few. Then this one 100% sugar, this one 100% of salt. And then without doubt, as much you like as the spoon, without any doubt, you have confidence, you have courage. This is a trusting faith, because you trust this is sugar, this is salt. So therefore you have the conviction, the certainty, what you want, So without the certainty, convictions like this, make confusion for you, these two plates. of sugar and salt, like this. So many religions like that.
Yeah.
You know, so therefore Buddha Dharma is not like this. Already first test.
Yeah.
So therefore they know 100% what is sugar, what is salt. So therefore no need to doubt. Finally, man trusting faith is coming. Then you will become good cook. So yeah. All right. So we're now going to let be 5 minutes just relaxed and meditation. Yeah, let him 10. So just rest when you're comfortable. Just relaxed. Be physically. Keep in comfortable way. Hold your muscles in very flexible. And from speech, verbally, silent, no speech. Even the breathing, peacefully, quietly, naturally. Breathe out, breathing in without sound. That means your energy is calm, nice down. And then be mentally just relaxed, resting on the nature of your mind without judge. During this meditation, I mean while the moments in the present of meditation without judge. Just relaxed without any perception, without any concepts. Just rest. Very openness. Like relaxed on like space. Alright, start. All right. So I'm going to dedication prayer. That's all.
Thank you
very much.
May I just say a few words? Thank you, Rinpoche, so much for including us in your tour of the United Kingdom, and by extension in your tour of the rest of Europe, which I believe you continue after Thursday. And thank you for sharing your knowledge and wisdom. And for those who may be not so familiar with Buddhism, this dedication of merit we've done at the end is to give away whatever benefit that has arisen or may arise in the future. Is that correct, Rinpoche? Did we do this? We gave away everything. But thank you so much, and we applaud you. May we have a photograph for those who wish to join at the front? Would you like a photograph with us?
I think it's okay. Enough. Thank you.
You don't want that?
Enough.
Okay. Also thanking Joy for planning and organising, administering and asserting her will.
Thank you
very much.
I have the Thank you, Yvonne, too. And thank you everyone that joined. There is a donation box at the front desk. We do this all on donation.
No, it's here now.
Your generosity is really helpful.
Our
To
treasurer
bring us back.
will share a fraction of it with you.
And if you want to see Rinpoche for the last time here in UK tomorrow, you'll be in Northampton. Everything's on the website.
That's on Wednesday, is it?
Tomorrow, Wednesday,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And we'll be in touch.
Yeah.
Our treasurer will be in touch.
Yes, please. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
So finish. You can leave. You don't need a waiting list.